Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? How's the old dart coming? It's gonna work. Yeah, I got lucky. I was off today, but ran a few errands this morning. Well, I slept in a long time, then ran some errands. We'll be honest, this afternoon. Anymore, I just about need the morning to recover, at least on the first day off. They had some guys that wanted to work tomorrow. I know. Yeah. Smells like roses. If it smelled like shit, it'd be a GM or a Mopar. What's up, Mater? That smells probably come from that washing machine you're trying to fix. Taco! What it is. Oh, it might even be mine too. I don't know. Sometimes when you don't pay the bill, they get a little bit mad. I paid it. I think I did. TMI, Taco. TMI. Some things we don't have to share. Hey, Randall, what's up, buddy? Great show, brother. Well, I don't know what show you do that isn't great, but I sure enjoyed it. See, you inspired me to come out and work on this garbage tonight because I was planning on turning into a, well, say, computer chair potato and watch YouTube all night. Now, see what you started? Actually, truth be told, I need to get this thing running so I can use it. Oh, I don't know. They pretty much set the low end of the bar from my standards. So you're probably right. What are you talking about? You put on a good show. Be quiet. Dodge doesn't need a heated tailgate? Well, it's usually because the tailgate never stays on the truck to begin with, so why waste the money? Don't worry. It's not. Dodge isn't hidden under a fake blanket called Stellantis. Is it? I know Ford doesn't hide itself behind other companies. No, Randall, you always do a great show. I just wish I could catch all of them live, but sometimes it doesn't work out. I am definitely taking my time with this project, though. Is it just me, or is like hardware stores don't have any hardware anymore? I've gone to like 10 different places to find, well, only half of what I needed. It's annoying. Uh-oh. Now I'm short a screw. What happened? We're actually having a halfway reasonable weekend temperature-wise. I forgot to cut my hair because, that's my air conditioning there in the box. It works really good there. If I get around to installing it, what the? Somehow I managed to. No. No. Okay. Yeah, that's the truth. My biggest thing is it's hard for me to sit down and edit my own crap. It's easier just to sit there and watch yours. Yeah, it's especially when I'm trying to film it and I screw it all up or I get frustrated or lately I'm just tired because it's paving season right now and everyone's scrambling. So I come home and take a nap, and I get up, eat, take another nap, and then by that time it's bedtime, so I just lay down and go to sleep. Not a whole lot gets done around here in that method. But I do that all week just to get to the weekend. I gotta take half a day's worth of rest to catch back up to do something on the weekend. It's a very vicious circle. But I always enjoy your show. Yeah. Oh, Daisy. Oh, well, we had a couple hardware stores. They were, well, they call them high school pharmacy, but it was also like an Ace Hardware of sorts too. They had all kinds of stuff. And they got rid of the pharmacy side of their business, but kept the hardware and other things. Really a bunch of cool stuff in the store. And then, I don't know, I guess they didn't think it was a good performing store in a few locations, and they've been closing them. So, other than a Park Rose Hardware, which I am obviously located nowhere near, yeah, I'm kind of screwed with what's available local. Did you see? Oh, you did? Congratulations, Mater. I think I did. I think I did see a post on it. And I wrote something there on there for you. But right on, man. That's pretty awesome. So, your watch hours up there too? Are you through the watch hour stage of it? I'd really like to get Bryce. Bryce is just short as friggin' watch hours. He can't seem to it's like this wall he can't seem to get over. He's around 2,000 watch hours right now. And we were talking about it the other night, and so I can't figure out exactly what he's missing to get over that mark. Because he's putting out lots of video and content, more than me, that's for sure. But no, dude, that's freaking awesome. That's cool. So your watch hours are good though. Are you over the mark, or at least the three? I think 3,000 puts you into the program. 4,000 will get you paid. Will get you paid on a regular basis, anyways. From my understanding, I don't know. I'm in the I'm in the lesser end of the club. I think I just barely hit 3,000 a few months back, and I've been in that decline that looks kind of like this since. So I'm like partially monetized. I can get some things, but not the regular whatever. Oh, see, so you're in like you're almost there. You should be in the lower program then. So yeah, you should be doing the super chats and things like that. So that's cool. So you're real close. Well, don't be afraid. Plug your stuff. All you guys, plug your channels. Go for it. Oh, hey Chaz, what's up? I was just watching your. I was part of my Lazy Friday program. I was watching everyone's stuff. After Randall's, I watched your video on the square body visit. That's pretty cool. That guy's got. If that was Ford trucks for me, that'd be like heaven. There's only one place around here it's kind of like that, so it does it for me too. He runs more of a wrecking yard than a restoration shop, but he's got a collection of Fords like that. Well, that's cool. You happy with that frame? Yeah, he had that 50, right? It was what he was it 50? I think it was a 50. But you happy with the frame? It looks like it'll do the deed. I wouldn't mind a square if I had to. But it'd definitely be a two-tone short box. That's what I would want. You were over five. Oh, you were. Well, I'll tell you what, Bader. Everything's come down, I think, just because of the summertime. I don't think anybody does good in the summertime just because everyone's outside doing stuff. I see my watch hours take a dip. Of course, you got to put stuff out. So I tried to become a little more regular. I still don't, I'm not even done with this weekend's video yet. I'm like, I got to get out here and get my truck going. I got stuff I got to haul and things like that. And being broke down in here is not doing any good. The radiator I had in it gave up the ghost. It's 20 plus years old. So I had to settle for this Hecko in China friggin' radiator because, well, I didn't have $600 to get a nice brass copper one. That's the way to do it, Chaz. That's the way to do it. Just bite the bullet, get it on, get it over with. You won't regret it. It hurts. You probably, well, no, you can't really see it. There's a pile next to my Ranchero of all the parts I've been collecting for my 50 F1. And I just slowly been buying all the pieces, and I'm not going to touch it till I get everything. And there's some parts over at the blasters right now. I'll bring when they get back. I'll just put them in prime. I'm just getting everything ready so that when I start, I go like gangbusters. Yep. Well, I mean, this truck here is the prime example. I've had this truck since I was like 19 or 20 years old. I built it up to a certain point. I was getting out of the service anyway, so this is the truck I drove home, pulling a car trailer and 14,000 pounds worth of crap. But I always was I'll finish painting it when I get it up here. Well, I'm 46. I'm pretty sure I blew way past that goal a long time ago. So here she sits, and here I'm on, well, it's the second 351 that's been put in it. Third engine, when I bought it, I had a 351, and I changed it out twice. And then, well, here we are back on maintenance. It's probably 20 years old, so I'm going through everything again from 20 years ago. Well, maybe not. Is it 2015? Yeah, at least 10 years old. Well, you can't do videos one-handed? I mean, all you got to do is prop the camera up on something. It's like you can't tell me you actually need two hands to do stuff. I mean, my left hand's just only here to make me look normal. Otherwise, it gets in the way of everything. It just hangs there so that I don't lean to the, too far to the right. It really ain't worth much else. I gotta find my missing screw. What did I do with it? Probably the same one I'm missing out of my head, too. I did get to the clip. Yeah, I had to go to this place, Henry's Automotive Hardware, just to get these certain clips for the fan shroud. I mean, shoot, for 25 of them, I think they're on like $7 or $8. Can't beat that. Bryce! Well, taco, all he's got to do is wear one of those beer hats with the straws in it. You don't need hands for that. You're not allowed to. Well, that might be safe. Is that doctor's orders? There's the man, the myth, the legend right there. Mr. Ice Spider Garage. Help this dude out. He needs some watch hours. He's sitting right in that zone where he needs a little bit of a boost. We didn't do a game show last weekend, so I figured, yeah, I'll throw on a live, even though this obviously slows me down getting anything done. I figure an hour or two won't hurt. What's up, Rail? Are they killing you too, Chaz? I think it's just the summertime. I think the summertime is just hard for everybody because uh, I just got on. I might have been on 15 minutes. Price. It's just something I kind of came out the shop and went, why not? I actually turned on the computer to watch some other stuff as I was working, and I thought, why not? But no, summertime I think is hard on everybody because everyone's outside enjoying the weather before it turns to crap. And some people they only got a couple months before the weather turns right back to crap. Then there's some people like Bryce that this is their crap weather. Down in the deep south, it's so humid you don't want to dare move, so you just sit in front of a TV. Or yeah. Oh man, is that next Friday already? Holy cow. All right, so I was wrong. It's been a few weeks. I thought it was just last week. We actually only made it up to like 80 today, so that was kind of nice. It's been in the 90s all week, and man, my job, I'm in the sun all day long, so it's murder. I end up with the just covered in sweat, stinking, and oh yeah, it's bad. I'm a biohazard when I leave work. Oh, forest fires. Boo. Yeah, I've been there, man. Fortunately, we don't have any coming in our direction. Of course, where you at, Rail? I probably asked you before, but my memory's terrible. No, I'm fortunate. So far this year, the forest fire smoke hasn't come our way, but it has in the past. I sympathize with you. Mater. Montana. Okay. Yep. Yeah, you're probably because you're east of all of us. You poor guys probably get the most of it. Yeah, Oregon was real bad a couple of years ago. It was, and man, it turned around and blew up our way, and it was terrible. It was so bad that they actually made it a health uh, where they want you to stay indoors and stuff. I gotta find me another screw. So I might be able to use shorter ones. Number 14. Well, that's good. I wonder why that is. All of a sudden, they're all hands on deck. Well, I figured they always were. They usually dragging their feet, the firefighters. We're getting some east of me and south of me. Tacos probably. Yeah, I agree with Taco. The last few years has been kind of crazy. I don't know why. Well, I can tell you why, actually. It's crappy forest management. Hey, John, what's up, man? I don't talk. Cute. No, I'm not going to make it up there this time, John. Actually, to be honest with you, I've never actually been up there. The 1 year Good Guys came down here. When was that? That had to have been. Well, it was a few years ago. I went to Good Guys then, but no. I got to get a motel, and to be quite honest with you, I haven't posted the short yet because I've been lazy and busy at the same time. Special. My 03 F-150 is screwing up again, just like it was. PCM's doing its garbage, so I don't take it very far. In case, makes it a cheaper tow bill. Hence the reason why I'm out here screwing with this, because I'm done with this electronic fuel injection garbage. Computer-controlled stuff can kiss my butt from this point forward. I'm done with it. That's computer number 4 in that truck, and as far as I'm concerned, anything this aftermarket stuff is garbage, and I can't find anything OEM, so it's pretty bad. The truck, there's nothing wrong with the truck other than the PCM. And I can't get a quality unit. I can't find anyone that has an OEM unit they guarantee. So we're back to carburetors because I'm sick of this freaking crap. That's why I'm doing this stuff, making it a little bit better. It always ran kind of hot. So the radiator, the radiator, when I took it out, literally the straps and everything fell off. I mean, it's seen plenty of service. It's well over 20 years old, so. And I didn't have a shroud on it, so it wasn't getting real good airflow. No, it's my 03 F-150. It's 4.6 liter. Never had a problem with that thing up until about, last winter, when it wouldn't start in the cold. It had to be a certain temperature and it'd start up. And then I made the mistake. I ended up taking it to a shop because I can only go so far with it. I don't have the computers and stuff for reading into it any further than my old Snap-on could do. And I had the shop replace it. They first said it was a fuel pump, and I argued with them about it and whatever. Once they changed it, realized that wasn't it. It was the PCM. That's what they said. And it never ran right when I picked it up, so I took it back. And they said, oh, yeah, bad PCM. And they went through 2 more PCMs. We wound up on this one. And it was okay when I first started driving it. It would surge once in a while or miss. I'm thinking, well, maybe the computer's just learning stuff or whatever. Well, it's progressively gotten worse and worse. Now it's at the point where I wonder if it's going to die at the stoplight when you go to accelerate, it stutters and it misfires and does all kinds. But it's the only rig I got AC in. And I really like that time when I'm leaving work after a hard day. So I've been putting up with it. This doesn't have AC, but I've been looking at AC kits for it. It's expensive, but I'm getting old and I'm already fat, so AC is kind of becoming a mandatory thing. So, anyways, I don't have a solution for my O3, and I'm sick and tired of screwing around with it and wasting money on it. So, out with the computer garbage and back to the old school, which has obviously proven over time that it works. Yeah, no kidding, Randall. Hell, to find a good hose clamp, you might as well go to the wrecking yard and pull one off an old car and clean it up. Those things are garbage in the store nowadays. Oh, I forgot to retune that too, Bryce. I've been busy with stuff. I'll have to go back and move the schedule back. Everyone's going to be all messed up. I forgot about that. I meant to do that when you told me about it, and squirrel. Oops. I've been busy freaking out about what the heck I'm going to drive to work. But yeah, I mean, like, this hose here I put on the truck in 1999. And really it's not in bad shape. I mean, it's getting a little soft, but I wasn't really all that concerned about it. Here's the replacement. It doesn't actually feel that bad, but that hose is over 20 years old. I'm going to save it, of course. I save everything. But no, I mean, the old hoses work real good for doing mock-ups and other rigs, so I don't have one in this shape. That would be worth it to me. But, yeah, there's something to be said for the old rubber products, that's for sure. What's all this crown stuff? What is that? That's weird. Is that something new with the chat? I've been gone so long, they're changing things with the chat now? Interesting. Are you going to Good Guys, John? I would assume you are. If you do, I'm looking forward to seeing if you have any footage from it. I hear it's a good run. It's just, for me, I got to have a little extra cash. I got to have somewhere to stay because I'm not making the drive. I'm too old to be driving that much. Plus, I don't trust my garbage. I'm just sitting here fitting my fan shroud, making sure it goes on okay. Then, of course, you start looking at stuff. This thing hasn't been in the shop in forever. And I knew it had a leaky master cylinder. Matter of fact, I was driving it to work last time I had my black truck in the shop. I'm driving to work and didn't think that. And, I hopped in. I've been driving it in the wintertime pretty religiously, and which, man, it's taking a toll on it underneath. I got to clean that up and do some paint work and sealing. Even though we only have a winter for like 2 or 3 weeks, we still salt the roads, and it does tear the hell out of the underside of the rig. Anyways, I was on my way to work and went to hit the brakes at one of the stoplights. I go to work really early in the morning, so there's not much traffic on the road. It went to the floor. I was like, whoa! I had about that much pedal, and it was the second chamber of the master cylinder that was slowing me down, which is the rear brakes. And at least that's what I think it was. Yeah, because when I popped the cap, that was the front. This brake chamber was empty, which is really weird. I don't know why it was. But anyways, Yeah, I had to dig the seat out of my rear end, man. I kind of clamped on tight on that one. But I limped it to work, went and got some fluid, threw it in there, and it self-bled, and I've been driving it like that since then. So I got to do a master cylinder. But before I did the master cylinder, because I thought, well, why would it? I don't really see it leaking. It might be a little bit coming down. It's hard to tell, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't the calipers or the. I have disc brakes in the front of this one, and want to check the wheel cylinder caliper. Sure enough, I got a rear wheel cylinder that's stuck. It's leaking and jammed up on the one side of it, and the one on this side, somehow that little piece that pushes out of the shoe got behind the shoe. I don't know how that happened. So it pushed didn't push the actual rubber plug out, but it pushed the little aluminum cup out. So, anyways, rear brakes now, probably a master. Then I'm looking at my intake manifold going, you know what? I think those stupid China wall gaskets are leaking. So I might as well, while it's in here, the cooling system drained, might as well pull the intake off and, instead of using the gaskets, goop the China walls, slap that back together. So it's like, where the hell do you stop? I guess I better pay attention. Oh, have a good night, Randall. Thanks for stopping in, man. Grandpa, come on. You already know you take like 3 naps a day as it is. Have a good night, though, and great show. Oh, let's see what I miss. I might go. Well, you should go, John. Take your friend or go by yourself, either or. When they were down here, I'd definitely go. I went. I want to say maybe it's been like 6 years, but they were down here at the Clark County Fairgrounds. It was a good show. I don't think I wasn't really doing the YouTube thing then, so it was before YouTube. I have 75 XP as what is that? Am I missing something? I'm seeing it on mine up on the right. Well, it says Top Fan's crown up there. I don't know what the hell that is. But besides certain people's names, there's just a little crown with a number. I didn't know what that was. Huh. That's weird. Well, I got a button on mine right below the word live chat that says goal. Am I supposed to set some kind of goal? I don't set goals. If I don't set any goals, I don't fail, right? That's kind of been my moniker through life. I can't be a failure if I don't set out something. Oh, I see. Boy, let me tell you about this little design here. This is the Skull Scraper 9000. This fucking thing, it'll tear the scalp right off your head in a heartbeat. Anyone who owns a 67 and 72 has the deepest desires to wipe this damn thing off the hood with a sledgehammer, let me tell you. Bryce spamming up the chat now. So what's everyone doing tonight? I'm going to guess Bryce is sitting by the pool with the dogs. Now that I look at it, I think these plug wires have been on here for 20 years too. This poor truck. I'll say at least 10 years. They're probably 10 years old. They do look like cost less specials. Not bad. Probably don't make them like that anymore. With the G body, what are you doing? Is that going to be some material for the coming weeks? I had a buddy of mine that had a couple G bodies. Played around with them. With him. Those are actually They're pretty quick when they're set up right. You're watching the video yourself, Mater? When did you get a truck? I didn't think Dodges need to be worked on. That's weird. Huh. All right. I guess you got to watch videos when you're broken. You can't do nothing. That way you can remember that you actually did. Ah, Tim Windsor. What's going on, brother? You ever going to get back to that guy with the Merc and update us with that one? I've been waiting for an update on that guy. Or has he kind of had to sideline it for a little while? Life gets busy sometimes. Oh, Mater. It's still warm out here. I'm starting to sweat just standing here. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've been kind of curious to see how his Merc's been coming. And then old Wade, geez, I didn't know he was blowing that thing friggin' apart. That's crazy. Is he going back to the stock green or is he going to change it? Or is that a secret? That was actually my dream to do. This was, I had it all blown apart all the way down to the chassis. And when I was getting ready to get out of the service, I had to toss it back together so I could drive it up here. And it just never, if you look close enough, half the bolts aren't even in this thing, and they haven't been for 20 some odd years. Matter of fact, the front clip isn't bolted all the way on. I just never got around to it. The idea was to take it back apart and finish it. It never happened because I painted all of that, the cowl and around the window jams and everything. I did that 20 some odd years ago. Just never finished it. Primed everything was primed back then, sealed. It was. Oops. No, I'm definitely not in the humidity zone you're in. You poor guys over there are getting lambasted. Oh, so he's trying to preserve what he's got on there. I gotcha. I gotcha. Right on. That was a pretty clean truck, really. Another guy here in town, he's on Instagram. He buys and sells these 67 or 72s. He just got one done, threw it up on that Bring a Trailer and got 15 grand for it. Not bad. Not bad at all. It was a pretty truck. He did a good job on it. Well, count your fingers. Make sure they put all five back on. So this Carlisle truck, is it all the makes? Like Ford, Chevy, Dodge, everybody? Or is it just makes? Like I know they got Ford Carlisle and Mopar in Carlisle. I hear they're pretty big events. I've always wanted to go out there for the Ford one just to see what it was like. Yeah, I know. My air conditioner's sitting in a box right there. I need to get it stuck up there in the wall. Then I end up with crap like this. I should be doing that, but I'm doing this instead. That'd be cool. Carlisle trucks, a little bit of everything, like a paradise for that stuff. I don't know, man. The old trucks are cool. I get more excited about old trucks than I do any of these new ones. I mean, it just seems like newer trucks are just cake decorated. You know what I mean? If I want to drive a car, I'll buy a car. If I want to drive a truck, I can drive an old truck. What's Mater yapping about? Vacuum. I ain't no vacuum. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm looking heavy at putting the old AC in this thing because I'm old and fat, so I kind of need that. I think there's a outfit called Classic Air, which it's not cheap, but you know what? You only live once, and when you're dead, they can't collect money from you anyways. So if it doesn't get paid off before I die, oh well. But the control assembly goes right in the stock location. It looks like the stock controls, this Classic Air setup. Real clean installation. So I'm looking heavy at that. Slide that into this thing. Seems like this truck never wants to die, so I think it's worth it. Might as well just go for it. My super cab short bed that I want to be driving that has a bad transmission in it, and the fuel lines are 8 out of it. That one has factory air, and I have the parts behind me. How do you do this? And those boxes there to convert it over to 134. Vintage air. I wonder if their control assembly is looking any different. I was impressed just by the control assembly with the Classic Air because it looks stock, and I like my dash to try to look as original as possible. Just Classic Air I've actually used in a couple street rods, but obviously they use their own control assembly. Which when you're putting in a street rod, it doesn't really matter because nothing's going to look stock per se. But the control assembly in the Classic Air one was really cool. I'll look at the vintage air one and kind of see the differences. I think the Classic Air was like $2,100 for everything, which hurts. But you know what? We settled our contract. It sucked. It was a shitty contract, but I got a little stipend from it. So between that and my credit card, I think I can afford it. As the credit card was almost paid off, so now it's time to charge her up again. Hey, what's up, Pinks? Yeah, I know, right? Well, when you're on the East Coast, it's us West Coasters. Our hours of operation are a little bit off. But it's good to see you, man. Oh, took out the compressor too, Tim? That sucks. Oh, well, depending on what it is. I actually got, of course, you could see the box, Rock Auto. They had a pretty good price on them. I ended up getting a compressor, a dryer, and the little thermo deal. I'm trying to remember the name of it for like $300. All three of them. There was a compressor with the clutch and everything on it. Off Rock Auto. So that was a pretty good deal. So I had to grab it. Is that one? I'm not on OnlyFans. Matter of fact, they'd probably pay me to get the hell off of there. You had died. That makes it hard for leak detection. Yeah, that's one thing I don't have is a vacuum. I'm debating if I want to take it to a shop to have them charge it or just see if I can round up the tools myself for my brown truck. This one here, I got to buy the system yet. Tim just wants to be heard. He's making a statement. uh, I feel like I'm yelling too, but I don't know. The microphone's over there a little ways, so I'm like making sure you guys can hear me. Oh no. Don't be selling feet pics. You know, that might be the only pictures I might be able to sell because no one else can want to see the rest of this. I don't want to see it every morning I get up. Look at that in the mirror, scare myself to death. But if feet gets me auto parts, it might be worth it. You're going to do an OnlyFans video? uh, oh, so you bought, I think I seen that Bever unit. Real similar to the one China Freight sells too, isn't it? I don't know how they compare. Probably the same damn thing. Fart test. I don't need a fart test. I did eat a half a can of B&M baked beans for dinner. I'm gonna pay for that later. Oh, new puppy. What'd you get? I still have kids, so I don't want a puppy yet. I only want one thing to clean up after. Oh no, that's good. That's that, Bryce. If I sold that, that'd be like selling illegal munitions. Nah. Oh, mixed breed. Right on. Shelter doggy. Oh yeah, it said from the shelter. Duh. I learned how to read. I is are stupid. Well, that's cool. Those shelter pups are cool. So an American dog. Yeah, anymore, man. We're all a bunch of half breeds, aren't we? I know I'm a mutt. You got a fan out here? Oh, yeah, I do. Dying. All right, go. Whew. That's a little better. A little breeze in here. I only have 3 dogs now. Well, you only, how many you have, Bryce? 2? 2 that I remember, anyways. Blue and then the old timer, Lewis. Or am I missing one? Oh, well, yeah. When you're feeding the hound, you're going to have a dog food bill. At least it ain't a St. Bernard. The Shepherd. Shepherd mix. I don't remember him. You not have him on camera? I'm not remembering him. I just remember Lewis and Blue. Oh, so it's pampered. Is it a little purse dog too? Oh no, not being a shepherd ain't gonna be a purse dog. That's for sure. All girl dogs. So you'll never have a green lawn in your life. That's the thing with the female dogs, man. They'll destroy a lawn in a heartbeat. At least I've learned that from the ones I've had. Pee is like acid for your lawn. They all hate each other. Sounds like brotherly love. I have a few brown spots. Well, I was wondering because we had a Shepherd Husky mix for many, many, many years, and yeah, man, it was nice, in the sense that she'd only piss and crap in the grass and not all over the backyard. So when I was on poo patrol, it was really easy to find it and fling it over the back fence because it was always in the same grass area. But that grass, man, it was spotted badly. She wouldn't go anywhere else, just in the grass. I was like, it had an upside and a downside. $175 a month. Wow. Yeah, my grocery bill's about that for me and my daughter. Well, no, that grocery bill's about that a week, is what I should say. About 150 a week. Dean, what's going on, man? How's it going, brother? No, no, Mater, I definitely don't. It's dead as dead could be. Usually I do water it and keep it up, but I was like, F this friggin' lawn, I'm not dealing with it this year. And it looks like a barren wasteland. There's clumps of dead grass and then dandelions that are trying like hell to grow, but are not working out. It's probably the worst my yard's ever looked. I'm just fed up with it. It needs a complete overhaul. Yeah, I've threatened to do that. Pave or concrete in the yard and park some cars in it. Paint it green, of course, beforehand. Maybe lay out some AstroTurf. Hey, Gary, how's it going, man? Mr. Mach 1 is in the house. You cut the grass twice. I think the last time I cut the grass was sometime in March. It might have been April. I don't remember which. And I'll be honest with you. Usually we're getting a boatload of rain, which this year was kind of different. Once it hit April, well, even May was pretty dry. But yeah, like the end of April, it really didn't rain much. It's usually April, May, and into June where it gets rainy as hell here, but it's been dry. I mean, we had a few storms roll through, but it wasn't constant. Like the last couple of years, it was raining hard up until almost July. This year, definitely different. Yep. Well, Brooklyn, I mean, shoot, is there anything that grows there? It seems like every piece of square dirt in New York is covered with concrete or asphalt. It's definitely strange. Easy to take care of, though. Oh, working on the soon to be new daily. This is my '69 F100. It's been kind of in the channel back and forth. This is my trash hauler. I've had this thing since '99. So to back the story up, by '03, I'm having problems with the PCM again. I'm fed up with it. I want to be able to go out of town and tow some cars out to a buddy's place to make some room, and the friggin' trucks, the PCM's going haywire in it too, and it's on the fourth one. So I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this computer controlled garbage. I've had enough. So this truck here, I have hardly done anything to it in the last 10, 15 years. And this is the one I drive in the winter. I sadly abuse the crap out of this thing where I shouldn't. But it's been my yard hauler, my garbage hauler, my car parts hauler locally, and when I drive to work in the wintertime when it snows out. Because my piece of garbage 03 ain't worth a crap in the snow. This thing just loves the snow, even though the underside of it's starting to show that it needs some attention. I'm going to start driving this more regular because I'm sick and tired of the computer garbage. Fourth PCM, and I'm back to the square one again. And I can't find anybody else that makes a PCM for my 03. Dorman is the only ones. I had a shop replace it. They're the ones that have been doing the, flashing and all that crap, because I can't even replace the PCM in that 03. I have to have a special program and an uplink to snap on and all this crap to program the pad system in it, and it's just pain in the butt. So I'm going back to carburation. I'm done with it. I've had enough. But yeah, this is my very first pickup truck. I traded a Holley carburetor for this thing in 99. It was 98 or 99. It had a 351 Windsor in it when I traded for it. Originally, it was a 246 with a 3-speed. The guy I traded it to was my sponsor at the military base I was at. While he was touring me around, it blew a piston. It broke a piston and jammed and locked up. And he had it at my supervisor's place. And he PCS'd out, gave the truck to my super, which he was a civilian supervisor. My civilian supervisor needed a Holley for his 69. So I wrestled one up, and he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you that pickup for the Holley. I'm like, awesome. So I ended up putting a 351 Windsor out of a Crown Victoria I bought down there. It had 325,000 miles in this Crown Victoria. I ain't even kidding. It had blow-by coming out of every orifice you could imagine, but it was like $100, $200, something like that. Drove it up here like that, changed the engine again. And this is engine number 3 right here. 289 heads with 351s or valves and another 351 Windsor short block. Runs great. Just 15 years ago or 10 years ago, I put this engine in, and the radiator and all the soft parts are all 20 plus years old. So I'm kind of going back and going through a lot of the stuff that I've been ignoring over the years. I probably should have done a decade ago, but what do you do? Hey, ASO, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. How things going, man? That he was a real good friend of mine, Gary. We ended up being real good buddies. He actually had a 69 F250 that he bought. This is before I even met him, before he was prior service too. He retired, got out, came back as a civilian service dude, and was working in the same shop. His name's Dave. We became really good friends, and he kind of globbed onto my mechanical knowledge of cars. He was really good with airplanes. The guy was sharp as a tack when it came to anything helicopter, C-130s. He was a great dude to work with. Love the guy. He actually passed away a couple years ago, sadly. I want to go down and visit him one more. I went down in 08, but I wanted to go back one more time, and I didn't make it. So it kind of sucks. But anyways, he had a 69 F250 that 60, I want to say it was 63,000 original miles on it. White with baby blue. Beautiful truck, but had a 360 in it, so it's kind of a turd. Sorry, Bryce. So he pulled it out, put a 390 in it. That's what the Holley was needed for. And I kind of coached him through the 390 build. He was happy with it, but he wanted to build something a little crazier. So we took the 360 block, turned it into a 410, a tri-power. And I liked the color he had the truck, but he had this infatuation with red. So regretfully, he conned me into helping him repaint it red. And At the time I was PCSing out, I was getting out of service. The truck was half done, and he just put the 420 or the 410 in it, and I never got to ride in it with 410 and tri-power, but I guess it was pretty quick. And last I heard, well, since '08 when I was down there, he had a track and actually threw a rod out the side of it. Missed a shift. He still had the column shift. Threw a rod right out the side. It was pretty bad. But that was a pretty quick 3/4 ton truck. So I don't know who ended up with the truck. I wish I knew. No, he didn't have any sons. He had a couple daughters. But yeah, I legitimately traded a Holly 4-barrel for this. It did not look like this. It was a absolute pile of rusted out garbage with mismatched fenders. It had John Deere symbol on the hood that was faded off. I mean, it was a pile of junk, but it was my pile of junk, and I really liked it. So, and this was my very first pickup truck. So, yeah, it's a little sentimental to me. It's been with me my entire life. Been a good old truck, man. This thing is, I have never walked home with this. It's always gotten me home, even as bad as it's ever ran. It's always gotten me home. I drove it from Albuquerque all the way to here, towing 14,500 pounds. And that was regretfully with no power steering and drum brakes, non-power drum brakes. That was an experience I really don't want to relive. It was a little scary. Well, it looks half painted. Let's see if I can. I started when I was in Albuquerque. That was part of the deal. Was I was painting it and I was building it in Dave's garage, but I just ran out of time. So I did the window jams, I did the cowl, and did everything I could do just to put it back together to drive it up here. And if you look, it's missing a lot of the hardware, which it has for 20 years. I was totally supposed to be taking it back apart and finishing the paint job I was working on. It's never happened. So let me see if this camera thing will stretch out. It's on a cord, so I don't know how well this will work. So this is 351 number, well, technically number 3, but second one in my ownership. I put the power booster on it. It does have power steering now, which it didn't before. Good, clean Southern truck. The truck was originally out of California. The guy that was one of the 2 sponsors of mine drove it from California to New Mexico. Why is this cord all freaking wrapped up? This absolutely amazes me how this shit ties itself when I've never touched it. Good Lord. Anyways. So it's been in primer so long. This is DP 50 or whatever. The good leaded stuff too, not that cheap lead-free garbage. It's literally worn off, and I had some pretty good coating on there. But the roof was stripped bare metal and brought back out. It's been in this stage for so long. The bed is the original blue. The cowl was repainted, but it's faded off. And of course, the hood. All the paint's gone. But this poor truck, I need to just break down and paint it like I initially intended to. I have another grill for it. This one's been bashed up a little bit. I have a new bumper. I got a lot of new parts for this thing. I've neglected to take it off the road. Well, you can see that. Sorry if it looks like I'm schizophrenic with a stupid camera. Shaking everywhere. It doesn't have one of those steady cam options on it, I don't think. You guys. Yeah, I've had it for a long time. I mean, I thought about getting rid of it at one point, but it's just been too good of a truck. Is it Cleveland better or worse? Well, it depends on what you're doing with it. I personally like the Windsors. Are they? Is the Cleveland is probably a better powerhouse, but right now with the aftermarket support the Windsor has, I'm almost confident that the Windsor would walk over Cleveland in a heartbeat. Now, 10, 20 years ago, it'd be a little bit different story. Cleveland is a pretty bad engine, but I'll tell you, the aftermarket has come such a long way for the Windsor world. It's really hard to say that a Cleveland would spank a Windsor. I personally like the Windsors. Cleveland's all right. I got a Cleveland sitting over there. It's buried back there in the corner. But no, this here, I put 289 heads on it with the Windsor valves. That was a little compression boost. Man, it really runs strong. Tow's good. I would guess it's probably around 18 to 20 miles a gallon, roughly. I don't have overdrive, so you get on the freeway, it ain't helping it none. But it scoots. How you been doing, ASO? Things been going good? Your surgery and everything? Is it still lined up, or have you had it yet? I know you guys have been kind of battling back and forth with paperwork and stuff. At least that's what some of your posts have been saying. What did you end up winning in the divorce? Oh, I missed one of the pinks. I wish I had a lift or at least the height for one. Yeah, I'll tell you what, dude. The lifts are definitely nice. This one I have is a really super old Challenger. It's actually considered scrap. The equipment services part of my work was getting rid of these non-OSHA approved because the arms don't lock on it. So they weren't. This was years and years before I built my shop. This was, geez, I mean, 20 years ago maybe, right? Not right after I got hired. They were throwing away these old lifts, so I ended up getting it from the guy that was putting in the new lifts. I bought it as scrap. I installed it here, me and a friend of mine. So this lift didn't cost me much, but I'll tell you what, you got to be careful with it. Don't get me wrong. It's old, and those arms not locking. Definitely you're one eye here, one eye there, watching that thing. But I can see why they want them locked. It's a godsend, though, having a lift, man. The older you get, the harder it is to get up. So if you don't have to get down, getting up doesn't hurt as much. But this one here, if I had to do it over, I'd probably get a newer one and build my shop a little differently. Maybe even get one of those drive-on ramp ones. There's nothing wrong with the two-post. I like the clear span, but there's some things I can't do because the suspension hangs. It would be nice to have a ramp one to keep the suspension compressed to do some work. But I'm not going to complain, man. I'm happy I have it. It's been a godsend. And if you can get one, I highly recommend you do if you have the means to. Hey, what's up, Moors? You seen your thing? Right on, brother. Does anyone win in a divorce? I won. I got rid of my money drain. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I got lucky. I'll just tell you that right now. I got lucky. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I guarantee you it would never happen again. Man, I can't believe that chick has done what she's done, ASO. I mean, if that isn't the devil in dress, I couldn't tell you. It blows me away the lengths of that crooked friggin' broad, what she's done. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, 162, what's going on, Jeff? Thanks for popping in, brother. Hopefully you see this before you jump out, but hey, I'm glad you showed up, man. I appreciate it. Trying to keep up with the chats here. Oh, Tall John. Hey, brother. How's it going, man? Hey, I appreciate you showing up for a little bit. That's awesome. I had to throw my my phones over there too. It was like on 5%. I hear you. Hey, I appreciate it though, man. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. 8 foot ceilings? Believe it or not, dude, there are some lifts. I mean, let me put it this way: there's some lifts you can get. You might have to sit on one of them little, those little stool chairs. But there's some lifts that'll fit in your garage that will work with an 8 foot ceiling. And even that, just to be at least in the sitting position doing a brake job or something like that, or be able to roll into the car to nearly sitting in the chair working on stuff, it might be worth it. I don't know what the cost of them are, but I've seen a couple people have a similar lift set. Well, DD Dan's got that one that's like a, yeah, I've seen them in body shops in a lot of places, but it slides underneath the vehicle, kind of a movable one. Those are kind of cool. That would work in an 8 foot ceiling. Oh, insurance companies. ASR, I'm sorry about that, man. They're a pain to deal with. Oh, absolutely, Chaz. I'm telling you, man. I mean, I like those wildfire ones, and I'm sure they're not the only lift that you can put the wheels under, but that would, for your shop, because I know you like to have a lot of stuff movable in there, that would be the lift I would look at. I like my 2 post. Don't get me wrong. I like the clear span underneath and everything, but sometimes I think that those ramped ones can be just as good, if not better. But you can definitely move those around, which I think for you would be real beneficial. These 2 posts, once they're in, they're in. Which don't get me wrong. The way my shop's set up, it doesn't seem to be a problem. But if you're got like a clear span shop, with like a single entry door, having a lift you could move around definitely would be a huge deal. I know they're kind of spendy, but buy once, cry once, right? The pain only stings when it happens. Yeah. I have quick jack. Oh, quick jacks aren't bad though. Oh, hey Tony, I just seen your thing. What's up, brother? Quick jacks, they don't go high enough for. Oh, I could have swore I saw like a low ceiling 2 post that you could buy, or maybe wasn't a 4 post. I think even some of those 4 posts, as long as you don't run the roof through your ceiling, would probably do some for you. But that's a lot of money to spend with limited use. I could understand that. Plus, the other thing too is you really got to watch the foundation. Like Chaz, doing the 2 posts. I don't know how thick the concrete is, but I know a lot of times they really like to see you have 6 inches of concrete when you're bolting in a 2 post lift, whereas you can get away with 4 inches on a 4 post because the way the weight is distributed, however you say that. But hey, I like my 2 post. The only thing I wish I was different on my 2 post is I have one that has the plate on the floor. I wish I would got the chance to buy one that had the chains going over the top or cables going over the top. Then it's not a huge deal. Believe it or not, the only time it affects is when I'm using, because I have an underhoist transmission jack and trying to roll that damn thing over the plate. Can be a pain sometimes, but really it hasn't affected it that bad. It always seems to be just ahead of or just behind where it needs to be, just rolling over it. So if you did a 2 post, obviously the one with the stuff going over the top is the way to go. A buddy of mine just put in a 12K one in his shop and absolutely loves it. Loves it. The 2 post. Oh, you did get a new house, Jeff. That is awesome. Well, you got a garage. I don't know. Is it usable anyways? I'll have to look those up, Pinks, and see what you got. I've heard of them. I can't picture them for some reason. Oh, so that shop was there when you bought the place. I thought you had built that shop, Jazz. Oh. Hey, I got nothing against a two post. I think in a perfect world, I'd like to have one two post and one four post. If I ever buy another lift and I intend on keeping this one, my next one would be a four post. Because I'll tell you what, pulling an engine out on a two post is 100% easier because you're not dealing with the ramps and crap. But when you're doing a lot of suspension work or you want to do some exhaust work or whatever, having the ramps is kind of nice. Have the suspension down where it needs to be. My thoughts. Rail. I did the same thing, man. I bought the lift you see here. I bought that long before I even had this shop. So when I was trying to, because I'm height restricted, I can only have 14 feet to the peak. But in order to get that free span, they only allowed me, I think, 14 feet between the trusses. So I kind of threw the dice when I put the posts in. They barely fit between the trusses because the trusses are actually only a 9 foot. This is a 9. Let's see if I can even show it. I only got a 9 foot ceiling in here. Put you on wiggle vision here. So that's 9 feet right to there. And I have a loft up above that I have some sheeting up there. And yes, there's more garbage up there. But that's 9 foot, and you can see where the post. I mean, these posts fit just barely. So I don't know if a newer style two post would even fit in this very same spot. That's the only crux of the matter. I think a four post might, but I don't know if a two. So I'm kind of stuck with. Okay, why are we standing up here? There we go. Sorry. That's kind of the crux. Well, you're gonna fall again. Hang on. There we go. So that's kind of the crux of this shop is I didn't, even though I had lift before, I didn't have the footprint. So I kind of was taking a shot in the dark, hoping it would fit. But that's definitely something to consider. Hope to get the focus out of my shop. Yeah, you want another F-150 to fix? Because I'm about ready to set mine on fire. That piece of garbage. Okay, so yeah, I need your new email. I don't have it. I have your old one I sent stuff to, but obviously you're not going to get it. Taco. Did you get blinded by that short by chance? Yeah, it's definitely a tight fit for sure. No, I don't think you're listed as spam, Dean. I'm pretty sure it should let you through unless you're selling something. Oh, okay. That's probably why then she's got your old email. Did I miss any comments? I was kind of jabbering on there for a moment. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. Oh, I missed some of ASO stuff. Well, I hope you're doing okay, ASO. Told you you're too hungry to go this soon. I knew you could fight it, brother. Of course, yeah, that was the whole story with your ex-old lady is just unbelievable. Good Lord. I have 12-foot ceiling, about 2 inches of clearance. Oh, with the rig on that lift rail? Is that how close is this here? Because it's V'd, I got it kind of set so the cab of the vehicle goes up in that middle section. But yeah, I have to the bed of the truck comes real close to the ceiling when I get it up in the air all the way. It's tight, but it fits. I don't know if I could boot. Suburban might not make it if I put a Suburban on it. And this lift here, I'll be honest with you, it's not. It's only a 7,000. It's not really super brute. But I bought it when I had nothing. I mean, I'm like talking. We're on breadcrumbs and noodles for dinner type budgets, so I wasn't going to complain. Yeah, I definitely highly recommend a lift. You know what was cool? As a kid growing up, my dad kind of had a little side business in the garage, and he had one of those. Ever seen those air bumper jacks? Oh man, thought we were the king with one of those things. That was back when nobody had garage lifts, but like the bumper jack would be like the 2 or 4 post lift of today for the garage guy, the backyard mechanic. So he still has it. We're still using it in his shop, but oh yeah, and you had the hydraulic air over hydraulic bumper jack. You were somebody. That was you were made the floor jack look really antique. I used to have to use I pretty much use those 6 tons on everything now. I'm too fat to fit underneath anything with a 3 ton. I gotta have the 6 tons just to squeeze underneath there. Amen to that, Dean. Amen to that. Biatches, right. Well, I hope she gets what's coming to her, ASO. I really, really do. For all that she's done, she deserves a nice, hot, burn in hell trip for sure. Black Metal Viking, what's up, man? Not too bad. Just sweating it out a little bit here tonight. Still a little humid out. Not as hot, but it's definitely humid. I was working on my truck and kind of got distracted. Chatty Cathy. Oh, I see. Yeah. The wheel cribs. Yep. Yeah, well, you're skinny. I need to be skinny, but I don't know if I want to go the route you went. That seems more painful than anything else. Now I gotta get to the doctor. I got some health concerns that I need to deal with. What am I working on? Well, this happens to be, which I know hasn't been on the channel. I need to eventually put it's kind of been off and on. I've had this truck since I was 19 or 20. I think I bought it in 98 or 99. Long story short, the radiator's been there about as long, so it finally gave up the ghost. So I had to spring for a Chinese version. I can't quite see. I'm having a hard time putting up $600 for a copper brass one, even though that's what I would prefer. It hurts. So I kind of swallowed my pride and bought this Chinese garbage. Well, it really doesn't look like it's all that bad. I've test fitted it a couple times. Everything looked good. So we're going to give it a shot. Can't be all that bad. It's a 3-core. So we'll see how it works. But my old radiator, when I unbolted it for the core sport, I mean, the straps and everything literally fell off of it. It was I bought it brand new. It was a Modine unit out of Napa. And it served its purpose, let me tell you. But it was starting to get hot, run hot a lot. I didn't have a shroud on it. So that's what I was doing earlier was getting all my hardware set up for my shroud, which if you are aware of Dennis Carpenter, he reproduces these things. And It fits on this thing good, so I just put my clips and things on there and getting it ready. So it'll have a shroud. I had to change the fan and spacer because it wasn't right. But that's what's sitting here is the little fan and spacer I had on it. But I'd get in traffic and it would heat up a bit. I didn't really like it. I'm going to start driving this one a hell of a lot more because my O3, we're back to PCM problems again, and I'm at my wit's end with this computer controlled garbage. So, yep, back to carburation for this kid. I'm done with it. Billy, what's up, brother? I just seen your thing up there. Yeah, everything is China. I try really, really hard to shop around and buy some American-made stuff, but it is so hard to find it. Can't find a shroud. Have you? Well, I'm sure you've. There used to be an outfit down in Alabama that specialized in Maverick stuff. I'm trying to remember the name of them. There was a chance that he might have reproduced one, but I couldn't quote you for sure. Autocrafters doesn't carry one? I could have swore they had a shroud for Mavericks. My brother's got a Maverick, and I know a lot of stuff, some of the availability stuff through that. I've got a 71 Comet GT. I'm sorry, 72. Close to being a Maverick. Oh, shoot, dude. You didn't have to do that. Thanks, brother. I super appreciate that. You don't have to do that. Jeez, guys. This is all for fun. Oh, man. I super appreciate that. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. But really, you guys don't have to do that. This is for your entertainment and my punishment. But thank you. And I will see what I can drum up with for a shroud. If I can find one or know of one where you can get one, I'll definitely let you know. Oh, Chuck. Duh. I didn't realize you're on here as Black Metal Viking. Holy cow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're up north of me, aren't you? I remember you now. Right on, brother. I'm assuming that's the guy I'm talking about, right? Oh, yeah. I remember shooting the bull with you quite a bit. Yeah. Did you ever get that thing going? I've been so busy. I haven't really been on the web pages much at all. I saw what Pink's wrote. Who'd be crazy enough to live in hell? Yeah, who the hell would live in Alabama? Oh, that's a bummer. Did you count the steps going in with the converter? That usually gets some guys. You don't catch that third step. It happens. It's always an oops. I did mine. Trust me, I've done that before, not knowing. ASO. Yeah, I think they're all crazy, brother, no matter where they're from. Torque converter bolts hit my start. Oh, really? Wow, that sucks. Huh. Some of this aftermarket stuff does not play well together. That's a fact. I got the cursor in the way now. Let's see here. There we go. Huh. Well, that's a bummer. Hopefully that's not going to keep you down too long. Tennessee, ASO. Tennessee. That's where everyone, well, yeah, I would move to Tennessee. If it were me, I would move to Tennessee. It's a long ways to carry all this crap. I hear you, Pinks. There's a lot of good things about this place, but politics and the new breed of locals is ruining it real fast. I mean, there's still a lot of good people here. I got good neighbors around me, but there's a lot of people moving here that are bringing their garbage with them. It's really ruining this place. Chuck will agree with you, I'm sure. We've talked about it before. ASO, did you keep the bee turd? You still have the bee turd? You need to get that one done. Transit driver bolted 289, so it should. Yeah, it should have worked. That's weird. Was something. Huh. Yeah, don't move here. Chuck knows. Yeah, it's beautiful here. And you know what's funny is you get to the other side of the Cascades, to the eastern part of the state, it's actually not that bad. It's just all the trash that's moved northbound along the I-5 corridor has essentially ruined the state for what it is. Yeah. And what can I say? I don't want to get into politics here because it just sends my heart rate above the 160 it's already sitting at. Well, we might be missing Mount Rainier if it keeps shaking like it does. They keep threatening that it might end up like Mount St. Helens if it keeps doing what it's doing, which would be interesting. There's a little bit of activity up on that mountain. Uh, Desert Rat Fabrication. I keep wanting to call him his old name. He's got a place in Eastern Washington, and of course he's got to rub it in when he goes out there. But good on him. Gets him kind of out on the relaxing east side of the state. Oh, I see. Put it in the Mustang. That's cool. As long as you don't get rid of the T-Bird, you gotta get that thing going. It's a nice car. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but it's different. I like being different. Pinks. If you think there was too much homelessness then, you should see it now. It's making news. It's really bad. And it's getting really bad here. Anywhere along the I-5 corridor. That's why I moved to Montana. Yes, I agree. Montana is beautiful country too. Art, is it kind of going weird in Montana too? I've heard some of the people that are moving there are screwing with stuff too. I can't believe it, but that's what I hear. Yeah, they had some articles about it. They've been watching seismic activity. No one's saying it's going to blow its top, but it's definitely being a little more active lately for whatever reason. But they're not saying it's going to blow its top like Helens did. It would be funny if it did, though. Oh, that's cool, ASO. Right on. What other two Mustangs you got there? Or is one of them one of the two Mustangs? The 83. Oh, yeah, Maryhill. Up on the way up to the museum there. It's been a while since I've been there. I hear you, ASO. I think about it a lot. The car community out here is not as good as it once was, but it's not dead yet. It definitely is thriving in Tennessee, so definitely I have a desire to move that way just to stay into the car community. The West Coast is kind of dying a little bit, I think. A lot of people have actually moved. There's a lot of cars out here for sale, really cheap right now, and a lot of them in the ad it says moving out of state. So everyone's dumping their crap and leaving. Oh, I see. A couple newer ones. Move that crap out of the way and put the old stuff there. I hear you. Oh, really? 6 years ago, huh? Right on, brother. Congratulations. Mary Hill's a really cool place. It's really nice. When I was a kid, we went up there for a visit, and I vaguely remember it. I need to go back up there again and get some pictures and whatnot. Really pretty place. I was a younger kid at the time, so I really didn't care that much, but it was still fun. Older guys or older people would more appreciate it. Oh, you're in Randall. Wow. Are you going to be going to Long Beach this year, Chuck? I don't know if I'm going or not for the end of the world. I can't seem to get anything running right now. My dailies and stuff have been battling me, so I'm not thought about maybe dragging mom's car or my mom and mom's car. I don't want to take her car because it's her car, and I can't take her without her car. I mean, take her car without her wouldn't be right. So my thought was maybe take mom and her car out there. I finish everyone else's crap with my own. Yeah, Pinks, I agree. I mean, the car community here is still okay. It's not dead, but it's definitely changing. It's not gone, but it is not like it was. Ooh, you want a 66 fastback? Well, you're not asking for much. Oh, see, Pinks is interested. See, he got him thinking. Is it in Bama? Is the car? Or you're in Bama right now, aren't you, ASO? Yeah, summer ain't over with yet. I'm still pressing. There's a couple project cars I want to at least get running and driving, movable, just to feel like I accomplished something. I keep telling myself summer's not over with yet. My 56 is going. It's just, I don't know. I polished it all out a couple of years ago, and I really liked driving it then. I'm nothing against patina. I'm just not a patina guy. I like a little shine in my shit, you know? If a guy likes patina, great. I mean, I get a lot of thumbs up in it when I'm driving it, but it's just like, man, it's dull. I like shiny stuff. Even if it ain't perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just a little gloss. So it kind of bugs me because now all the polishing I did's faded off of it. It looks like ass again. And I know a lot of people like that. It's just like for me. And the other thing is I got to set disc brakes up on it. It is kind of scary to drive. A big block with 2-inch drum brakes is not a good combination. Oh, you're only 30 minutes from Pacific Raceways? I'll be damned. Pacific Raceways is a nice track. I've been up there for which last weekend was the NHRA Nationals. I didn't go this year. I haven't been there in a few years. But me and my then girlfriend used to go up there every year. Good time. I really liked going up there. It was fun. If you ever been to an NHRA event for run the nitro cars, dude, you got to do it at least once. I mean, I'll drive it with patina. It's not the end result for me. Yeah, it's a 390 automatic and a 3,300 pound truck with 2-inch drum brakes, 2x10 drum brakes, or 2x11 drum brakes. I think 2x10 on the front. They're stock drum brakes. And then the 9-inch rear in the back has 2 1/4 inch shoes by 11. So the rear end is actually over braking. I had to put a proportion valve on the back brakes and cut them down so I wasn't sliding up to my next car in front of me, because it'd lock the rear up in a heartbeat, and the front brakes wouldn't do shit. So I had to dial the rear brakes down just so the front brakes would work. It's a knuckle. I drove it to the beach like that several years to rod run. Once you get on the open highway when there's not many cars, it's not really a big deal. It's the in town and the way these friggin' clowns drive in the city. Yeah, they'll pull out in front of your heartbeat. You don't even care what you're driving. Even if you ain't got, city brakes, you're in trouble. So you're actually going to Tennessee like every weekend for treatment stuff, huh? Wow. If I had to move anywhere east, I'd say Tennessee, North Carolina, maybe West Virginia. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with those areas, but it seems like that area is real pretty and very car friendly. Oh, I see. Okay. Honestly, I have the disc brake conversion kit for the 56. I've had it for probably 5 or 6 years now. So, part of the reason I haven't installed it, I was mad that I would have to cut my new exhaust in order to get the power brake booster in. Because this, if Chaz is still here, this is why you get all your shit together before you build the truck. Because then you're not cutting up your $200-300, which at that time it's cheap now, but back then it was kind of expensive. $200 to $300 exhaust system to put in the brakes you should have already had. So Chaz, if you're listening, you're doing it right. Buy all your shit, then build the truck. I bought stuff afterwards, and I did not want to cut up my brand new dual exhaust, even though I really need to, because it's scary to drive. I'm going to do it now. So let this be a lesson. Get all your stuff like you're doing. That's the reason why I don't have disc brakes on my truck, is because I didn't want to cut up my exhaust, my brand new exhaust. It's now aged. I think I've had it on there. I put it on in 2011. No, 2012. It's old enough now I don't feel as bad about cutting it up. And I want to put headers on it too anyways. I don't have headers on it. So I will feel not as bad now cutting up the exhaust to put on the brakes and my headers. But yes, definitely get all your stuff in all in one shot. The guy did a really nice job on the exhaust. I couldn't bring myself to cutting it. Just couldn't do it. Yeah, Chaz's, which we all want to check out Chaz's build. He'll be probably starting it here within a few videos. I'm sure once he gets all his parts gathered up. The new chassis for 65 C10, which I'm excited for him about this. I'm tired of looking at it sitting in the corner of the shop. So we finally got it over to a local gentleman to do the work and found out the frame was bonered. 4-wheel disc. Woo, we're getting fancy. Those are more dollars than I have. I only do front disc. But the 9-inch in the back's got the 2 1/4 by 11, so that's plenty of drum. It doesn't need any more than that. Disc in the front, mandatory. Mandatory. But I'm still on the straight axle. I wanted to, with that one, for some weird notion, I wanted to just keep